Hello, everybody. My name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food and Weight Watcher, Cape Cod woman. Welcome to my little taping today. And the topic for today is wheat. No wheat is my new normal. No wheat is my new normal. And it is. And it took a while. I think for me, when I think of wheat, I think giving up smoking, giving up drinking, because both of the other two required some work. I needed to be around people that had done no smoking. I needed to be around people that weren't drinking and showed me a little bit of how the whole thing goes. And both of those things, though, are substances or habits that you don't need to survive. But wheat, if you grew up like I did in the United States, is just a given. It is just part of what we do. The USDA, MyPlate, food pyramids, and everything else are still touting wheat as one of the staffs of life that we need in order to grow, not be constipated, be healthy. You don't have wheat, or you have wheat and it makes your heart healthy the more whole grains it is. There's just so much about it. It's all we know. And it's turning your world upside down and looking at and researching the story about wheat, and then the anecdotes about wheat, and then, of course, doctors that write about no wheat. That was what convinced me and my wheat belly, my jelly belly, my my friend for all these years. And no matter what I've weighed, my belly has always exceeded, what I'm comfortable with. And it's just what it is. And now I'm in a pretty much fat adapted world. And but first I had to deal with the no wheat. And it is my new normal. I don't even think about it except when I'm reading a label. I went into Whole Foods to get a couple of goodies, and I walked by their hot food buffet, of which I've never been a participant of. But they had braised beef chili. Well, you had me at braised. And so I read all the ingredients, and there was no wheat to be found. And so I treated myself to a container of it that I had yesterday morning and today, with my raw unpasteurized Monterey Jack cheese on top and a tablespoon of coconut oil for my breakfast. And yesterday I had a tangerine, and today in my limiting my fruit journey, I had no fruit. So I am down to 2 fruits a day with my plan. But I digress, which I often do. So back to the no wheat. So I guess I just became aware of it. And, there were slow shifts of giving up, of course, white flour first, and then sticking with the hearty wheat things, whether it be an English muffin, whether it be bread, for like a sandwich. And then I kind of moved on to those wraps. And I was buying the high fiber ones. Sometimes they had white flour in them, but they were high fiber. Other times they were, like the spinach wraps and everything else, very expensive wraps. And they had that net carb thing, which I never quite understood. But, I would continue to have my wheat in the forms of better bad choices. I wasn't having the Chobani roll with, not Chobani, ciabatta roll with every cup of chili or, pasta meal or lasagna meal. And so I gave up those. That's probably my most beloved. Pizza, another tougher thing to give up. But there is the solution of gluten-free pizza, which I have partaken in on a weekly basis. And now I'm down to once every few weeks, maybe. So, first there's the awareness that, is this wheat really working for me? And then I noticed that I had my stockpile of wraps in the fridge, and I never really was having them anymore. And a couple of times I did like wraps that didn't have the bread part, like a naked wrap. And I don't know, there just was this slow evolving into the wheat's not really working. So I kind of gave up the bread family. I kind of gave up the pizza family. But I was holding on to all my cereals. I was hoarding them like a bag lady hoards her cigarettes. I was, and if I finished off a box, I'd go and buy a few more. And so I had quite the storeroom of Kashi cereals and Trader Joe high fiber cereals. And it was painful to get rid of them. In fact, if truth were to be told, it was more painful to get rid of them than it was to give up the wheat. Isn't that something? It's interesting when you process things, process being, of course, the problem, is the processing that is done to this dwarf wheat that we've had since the 50s when it changed everything. And so, yeah, it's been interesting. And now I don't even think about it. And I'm doing the bulletproof diet, trying to adhere to it as best I can. I mean, I still have high-fat cottage cheese. That's not on his list. But high-fat yogurt is. So there's a few variations. But he's the one that says 1 piece of fruit. And he said that might even be too much. But so, yeah, I'm at 2. And soon I will be at 1. And so, like when I have a smoothie or my grapes midday. And so it's kind of amazing. So what I have to beef up are other offerings that I might bring into lunch, which would be yesterday, it was steamed carrots, organic carrots, and steamed organic broccoli, fresh. And I had some pasture-raised butter on it. Not even a teaspoon's worth, but just enough to coat it and make me feel like this is your alternative from fruit. And when I read up on all the things that the fruit does, even though in its unaltered state, like, say, eating an apple, it is beautiful by nature. Everything is contained in there, the fiber to deal with the fructose. But as far as the rest of the stuff going on in my system, fructose isn't really a good idea. So no wheat being my new normal, I just carry on with my day. I've got the spaghetti squash. I have the zucchini veggetti maker. And I do have some gluten-free pastas. But to tell you the truth, I'm happy with the spaghetti squash. I'm happy with the veggetti zucchini. And with the pasta sauce on it with, chopped up burger and half of an organic Italian sausage on it from Nature's Promise at Stop and Shop. And so I don't miss it. And in fact, having gluten-free pasta at this point for me, I'm just speaking for me, might make me feel like I'm drinking a near beer. And I don't really need to be around a near beer. I don't want to be, messing with my head that way. So if I have a vegetable type of pasta thing that I, stick the sauce on top of, then I seem to be more psychologically, emotionally, and physically satisfied and visually satisfied than if I use some of my gluten pastas. And I also have bought some gluten-free cold cereals, and I probably will be donating those to the shelter as well. Nowhere on the Bulletproof food plan are grains. And that would include steel-cut oats, which I may still have like once a month, rare and appropriate. But that's that. I've gotten back into smoothies. Dorothy and I both claiming less than like a week ago that we'd rather eat our food, thank you very much, and then both of us at the same exact time, our lives parallel each other, and she's on the Cape too. Both of us now enjoying smoothies. In my smoothie for today, for work at the staff meeting, I have a half a cup of full-fat yogurt. I have a quarter of a cup of whole milk plain kefir, or kefir, however it's pronounced. I have half a cup of unsweetened almond milk. I have 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed, I have 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, and I have 1 cup of blueberries and raspberries. And then I bought a super green box, you know, those plastic boxes that you can get. I got this at Whole Foods. And on the Bulletproof plan, he says that having things like kale, spinach, and things like that raw, your body doesn't like it. Your body needs it cooked a little bit to get rid of the mycotoxin, something like that, some toxin sort of thing until it's cooked. So I sauteed lightly in a coconut sprayed pan my greens, my super greens, to put in with my smoothie. So I'm very excited about having it because I didn't have the super greens before, so I feel quite happy. And I did not have my fruit today with my chili, so I'm including my grapes because it's a long day. And so I will have those 2 things. And I have my standby 3 p.m. tablespoon of almond butter, and that will carry me through to dinner. And my dinner is going to be a bison burger, like 4 ounces cooked on the grill, and a quarter of an acorn squash, and my steamed organic broccoli and my steamed organic carrots. And so, oh, and my salad, so that's probably a lot. So I probably won't have the 2 veggies. I will probably just have the acorn squash and my salad with a tablespoon of olive oil and a tablespoon of crumbled blue cheese. And I will be totally satisfied for the day. I will feel full. I will not have any pop-ups. And I now have 3 dark chocolates with different flavors. One is just plain dark chocolate, one is orange dark chocolate, and the other one is coconut dark chocolate. And those are my, in case of emergency, break this glass. And so if there was, for some reason today, I didn't feel like I had enough, you know, that little hunger thing, which hasn't happened since I've switched to full fat, but say it does, then I have my little squares of chocolate at the ready. And so that is my food plan for the day. No wheat is my new normal. How about you guys? Any of you make the switch and want to talk about it down below? I'd love to hear from you. Anything that supports me is good for me. It's all about me. No, it's not. No, it isn't. No, no, no. It's about serving you guys. It's about bringing to you what works for me, what I find in other places that I can slap on my Facebook page, because I want to share with you what's worked for me. So, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and that you planned your yummy food, that you're willing to be willing, and I just want to hear from you. No wheat is my new normal. Until the next time, thanks for watching. This is Sarah. Bye-bye for now.